Take one. Always wanted to do that. Hi, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am a Canadian who 5 months ago packed up her life and moved to Paris, France. I always thought it would be really cool to make a YouTube channel, even back when I lived in Vancouver, but I never really thought my life was interesting enough, and maybe it's not, but I do think that this is a really fun time in my life. I would love to use this as a digital diary and something to look back on and remember this time in my life. If anything, I think I've gone through the stages of how to pack up your life and move abroad and get a visa. So if you're somebody who's wanting to do that, then I think this is a great place to start. But I also really want it to be real and honest and talk about the highs and lows. There's definitely some parts that are a little bit challenging. It's not all rainbows and butterflies. If you're not fluent in the language where you've moved, that can be a huge hurdle in itself that I'm even struggling with. Somebody who did 13 years of French immersion, but after I graduated high school, there was a 9-year gap between graduation and moving here. So the teachers were right. They said, use it or lose it, and I did. So a bit about me and how I got to Paris. I am from the west coast of Canada, Vancouver, or more specifically, if you're familiar with it, Vancouver Island. I grew up in a small town and then moved over to the bigger city in Vancouver, and I went to university there and worked as well for about 4 years. And in January 2023, I actually was part of a company-wide layoff. So that kind of freed me up a little bit. And at that time, I was doing a bit of soul searching and applying for jobs frantically and trying to figure out what to get next. And then a couple months later, my boyfriend actually got a job in Paris. So I ended up kind of hitching a ride on his opportunity, but I had about a month to get a visa set up. And obviously I would have loved to get a visa where a company was sponsoring me and they wanted me to come all the way from Canada as well, but it was just a little bit too quick of a turnaround. So I ended up getting a working holiday visa. In the last 5 months, I have been looking for work. I would say on and off because sometimes I pause the search. It can be difficult after a certain amount of no's that you get, that it just starts chipping away at you internally a little bit. But I do know that you have to get so many no's before you get a yes. And once there is something that I really want and I set my mind to, I'm sure that door will be open and will present itself to me. So I'm trying to stay positive. Sometimes I think with such a broad net of communications as a degree, I don't always know where my place is or what I would be really good at or something that I would just love to do. Maybe there's a program or a course online that would help me in my career. So I've been researching those and hopefully I can find something soon, fingers crossed. I just feel really grateful and lucky every single day that I have the ability and the privilege to be able to live here. I really, really feel so lucky. If you've made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you for watching. You're probably one of my friends or my mom, so hi. But if you're not, thank you. And I really hope that this channel can be something that I can bring you along with and it can be valuable, whether you're somebody who's always wanted to move abroad or live in Paris. So thank you for following along and I'll see you in the next one.